Now, the arrival of these high-tech planes capable of sneaking past radar undetected in South Korea has been the latest in a series of moves by the U.S. military after North Korea's recent provocations. Our Kwon Jang-ho introduces us to these strategic weapons and what their presence means for this part of the region.
After North Korea's recent missile launch and the nuclear bomb test in January, the US has been quick to move its military assets to the Korean peninsula on land, sea and air in an apparent show of force. In the air, the crown jewel in the US Air Force, 4 F-22 stealth fighter jets flew over South Korean airspace on Wednesday. Lockheed Martin's F-22 Raptor is a powerful aircraft capable of 360-degree midair rotations and can clock up to 8,000 flight hours. It is only one of few aircraft units that can supercruise or keep up supersonic flight and can fly at a maximum speed of 2,400 kilometers per hour. The F-22 stealth technology and high-tech features are so advanced the jet cannot be exported by US federal law. Before that, a B-52 bomber capable of carrying 32 tons of weapons flew over the peninsula in January. B-2 stealth bombers are also expected to arrive in the next few weeks.
The F-22 is considered one of the best fighter jets in the world. Its stealth abilities are the model's biggest assets. With its radar capabilities and weapons, the F-22 is a weapon that can be a great show of force against North Korea.
On sea, the attack submarine USS North Carolina arrived in the port city of Busan, south of the country, on Tuesday for joint training. Carrying a crew of 130 people, it can launch Tomahawk cruise missiles and Mark 48 torpedoes. The nuclear-powered aircraft carrier USS John C. Stennis is to participate in an annual South Korea-U.S. defense drill in March as well. The supercarrier is the size of 3 football fields, capable of carrying 90 F-16 fighter jets and helicopters and a crew of 5,000. And finally, on the ground, the US has added an extra battery of Patriot missiles over the weekend. The ground-to-air missile defense system is able to intercept short to mid-range missiles. Altogether, it's a formidable combined force that is being gathered against North Korea on top of the 30,000 troops that are already stationed in South Korea.
The show of force is not only a preventive measure against another North Korean provocation, but also efforts by the U.S. to put pressure on the international community to push through talks of sanctions at the UN Security Council.
All this is leading up to next month's joint South Korea-U.S. military exercises, the Key Resolve and Fall Eagle. It will be the biggest joint military drills the two nations have ever performed, and even before North Korea's recent actions, they had already generated tensions with the regime. But it remains difficult to predict how the North will react.
North Korea could show further shows of strength before or after the key resolve drills, such as another rocket launch or a missile launch from the sea. But chances are, rather than retaliating to the U.S.'s pressure, the regime will want to avoid conflict and perhaps even suggest opening talks.
The U.S.'s show of strength has also had effects on neighbouring nations. China on Wednesday mobilized surface-to-air missiles to their man-made, territorially disputed islands in their South China Sea. This comes as U.S. President Obama met with ASEAN leaders at the summit in California, with the South China Sea disputes being one of the key agendas on the table. But the deployment of the missile launchers was also thought to be in response to U.S.'s military movements in the Korean peninsula.
The U.S.'s deployment and development of strategic weapons are seen as threats by China. In other words, it can be seen that through North Korea's nuclear tests and missile launches, the Korean peninsula, as well as the Northeast Asia region as a whole, have been put in the middle of a U.S.-China power games.
Kwon Jang-ho, Arirang News.